SketchCraft. It's the SketchCraft show. This is the title, or I say it's SketchCraft time. And we're here. Look at that. You like that? You like the new SketchCraft intro? It's ridiculous. So, back to Overwatch. Overwatch, right? Remember this fucking thing? So, I need to finish this for a lot of reasons. That being said, we're going to do this the most difficult way I know, which is digital cleanings, the whole bit. It's getting the full treatment. Why? Because I know I will be able to sell the shit out of this if I do it right. So that is that. I'm not even going to attempt to print it out right now. I'm just going to do it all digitally and fucking deal with it. Who's in the chat room? Darth Andrews here. Hui Chow. Chow's here. Cool. People are here. We're all here. I need to put on something. Maybe Brandon will show up. I don't know. I don't know where Brandon is. Do 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 do. But yeah, so spin a little bit on this piece. Make sure this works. Bum 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 bum. Trying to remember what I was supposed to do with what. What the hell was what? Widowmaker, Hanzo, Fat Pig Dude. What was that? Dude with bolt in the head. Who's dude with bolt in the head? Oh, that's the with the rings. He's got the little necklace. Right, he's a little Tai Chi dude. Ah, sweet, Arlen. Good to hear. Widowmaker, and this one. That's the Cyber Ninja? Yeah, it's Hanzo, and that's his brother, the Cyber Ninja dude. Alrighty. Oh man, this piece. All right. Okay. I can see I need to warm up first. So let's do that. Let's just get something going. White. 80. Do I have time for feedback or is your work time valuable? Feedback. Oh, you mean like, yeah, I can. I tend to make videos out of them though. So I do like art tips or fan help videos. So you can email to my Rob at SketchCraft email. I can't do it right now, but and then I know Darth sent me something like a month ago, but I was in the middle of my Game Informer stuff, so I couldn't get to it. So I got that one, and if you want to send me something there, you can. Just send me a new email. I can make a video next week. There's been I had to re-render the Game Informer video because for some reason it crapped out in the middle. Like you get to the 2 hour mark and it just freezes. So I had to re-render. Oh, sure. Best thing to do is just clarify what you're going for, you know? Hey, what's up, Mark? Tweet it to me. No, Rob at sketchcraft.com. Just email me that way. Better to email. That's what I thought. Let me reboot Photoshop really quick. I've left it open too long. I was like, it should not be lagging. So sometimes when you leave Photoshop too long, it just eats up RAM and eats up RAM and eats up RAM. So close it out and restart it. It's always great when it crashes reading the preferences. I hope it doesn't reset. There we go. That's better. Yo.
Hey. Are we live?
Yes, we're live. You
All
can
right.
you can tell by going to the live page
Oh, yes. Yes.
at
My
SketchCraft
computer's loading
Live.
that. Yes, my computer's loading that right now.
Hmm.
And I see you're drawing the Overwatch piece. Hey, Darth. Hey, Arlen. Hey, Marks. How goes it?
Just trying to get this all done, dude.
It's cool. Bet the guy's excited that you're working on it. You know, finally.
I don't know. You know, like I know he was asking me the other day. He's like, "Hey, I could tell he's at that point where it's like, if it's not gonna move forward, can I get a refund?" Now the answer's always no. Just so everyone knows, if you get a commission from me, you don't get a refund. I don't care if I take a
Right.
year. You know, like
But it's worth the wait for the
it's
people who
it's
hold it out.
rare it's ever happened. It's only happened to like 3 or 4 people ever. Brandon being one of them. You know, Brandon's one of those
But I didn't.
people.
But I didn't. No, I didn't ask for a refund. You just finally were like, "Hey, man, I don't think I'm ever going to do this piece. Would you like something else?" And I think you gave me. I don't know what you gave me. I think it was maybe the Banshee, or you gave me something else for it. It was like the one of the Ninja Turtle paintings or something, and I was fine with it.
But Brandon's one of those people that's had to wait.
I waited. What was it? It was at least a year and a half, I think. Maybe, yeah. Does that sound about right?
I guess. Kyle had to wait.
But it was worth it in the end. Like every time I've waited,
Well, this is why
it's
like
turned out
I don't do multiple character commissions anymore. You know,
right.
I just do single characters. Yours was a multiple character, right?
It was, yeah, Daredevil and Bullseye.
Yeah, you could say it was two, but I had this whole plan for it. I'm like, fuck it. You know, I just decided not
Right.
to do it. I'm like, not doing that anymore.
The worst part is you did some cool designs of it where you like did your Daredevil redesign and a couple things, and I was like, oh, that looks dope. And then you're like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, decided not to do it.
Uh, I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed,
And then
which you don't care.
with Kyle, like again, multiple character. You know.
Was it the Rick and Morty piece?
Mm-hmm. And
Hey,
look at this
Garland.
one. Look at this one. Multiple character. So what's the common thread?
All right.
I had a guy today ask me on Instagram how much I charge for a 16 character commission. I'm like, I don't do that. You know what I
Jesus
mean? Like, I don't do.
Christ.
They see these cover works and they go, "Oh, Rob must do commissions." Like, no, you know, I don't. Like, it's like I don't offer multiple character commissions. Like, it's not something I do.
Garland said, Brandon, the refund was for being a good friend. Am I a good friend, Rob?
Hmm. Hmm.
Define good friend.
To
Like
me
I
or to
am.
you?
Right. Am I a good
Are you a
like
good
as
friend to
far as
you or to
like what
me?
you say? Right.
Hmm.
Are you saying me and Rob are
Mm,
good friends? Like we are close,
mm,
or are you saying like I personally am a good friend to Rob? Because I think I am.
hmm. I don't know. How many
But
people have gotten me worked up in the last year?
how many of your friends have driven across state for
I don't
your
give a shit. I don't. Yeah,
birthday?
I don't give a shit about that. You
You
know?
should.
Yeah, well, don't care.
It
It
was
doesn't mean
nice
as
of me.
much to me. Getting me all pissed off consistently every month. I don't know. You eliminate
Hey,
that, and I'll answer yes to that question. But right now, you got this looming
hey,
thing.
Ash.
Hmm.
It's it,
Hmm.
a couple people liked
You know,
my
Brandon, I said hello to my third grade teacher every day. You know what I mean? Brought her an apple too, with a little leaf on it, and I still got a C. You know why? Because I had to do the fucking work. It's a lesson I learned when I was 8 years old. Niceties are niceties. They don't translate to performance.
so two people liked my too hot to hold tater tots.
You're very proud of yourself.
I thought it was funny. Ash thought it was funny.
Well, there
Rob
you
did
go.
not.
There you go.
Rob did not.
Problem solved.
What's his name? Junker? Something like
Junkrat.
that.
Yeah,
Junk.
Junkrat. Chunker, you own the game.
Yeah, but I know I played it a little bit, and then I got so busy doing
Life.
work. Yeah, so I never got to play it ever. So
You've
I don't
had
have
time off. Don't even get into that.
All right. Well, the time
You
I
don't work
have.
that hard. Like,
Okay, the time I have that's free, I don't usually spend
No.
lately playing video games. I use it doing either cooking or going to the gym or hanging out with my wife. The days of just being able to sit there and play video games for hours are over and gone.
you say that for when I show up, right?
Oh, it'll never happen again. Never again. The only time I'll ever play video games if you offer for us to both play video games, and that's it. Other than that, I'm not even gonna fuck. You won't even hear me say the word video or games at all while I'm around you.
Smart move.
You could be like, "Hey, Brandon, you want to play some video games? Want to play some Mario Kart?" And I would be like,
You don't know how to answer
maybe I
it.
should.
You got to start
Yeah, I'll just
thinking.
be like,
You're
I'll
gonna start
tell
thinking,
you
dude. I get all my work done.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's a trap. It's a trap. I'd be like, wait a minute. I'd wait till you were playing, and then I'd slowly like pick up the other controller,
Then
and
I
I'd
smack
still
it out of
be
your hand.
right. Yeah, I'd
Yeah, then
still
I
be like,
smack it right out of your hand. It's not for you.
Right.
You got work to do.
You didn't earn this.
It's a good attitude to have.
Mm-hmm. I had a funny gym experience. I'll tell you when we're not recording. Just
So you bring it up now while we are
remind me
recording.
later. Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't mean everybody gets to hear it, but you can ask me about it later, and you'll laugh.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. I want everybody to know that there's a story out there they're not going to hear. And I'm sure they're devastated by it, which nobody fucking cares what I have to
It's
say.
okay. I'll tell you guys later. Don't worry about it. Brandon goes to sleep at some point.
They're right.
Yeah. And that's when SketchCraft After Hours begins.
You're going to tune in later. Like, where the fuck is the after hours? I was hoping for it.
Mm-hmm. And spill all the beans.
Well, here, I can say something that'll either make you mad or you'll be like, hey, good idea, which you'll probably be mad about, but I'm going to do it anyways, and then it'll be good for the podcast. So, went out to eat, and I checked out Samurai Comics here. Opened up a new store, brand new store, and I have a discount at the store. I always do. And I grabbed, and I know you don't want me working on them, but I grabbed them just for the Vegas show because I think they'll be good. Just hear me out. Two Youngblood sketch covers. Because one, Rob Liefeld will be there, but they're doing that whole Extreme Studios,
And
and I'm pretty sure someone will ask for you, most likely not me, to do a Youngblood drawing, and then have Rob Liefeld.
No one's gonna ask. You guys watch, you know.
Well,
he can't help himself. He has to buy these things.
I really can't.
Yeah. don't ever. Don't ever go. I did it for Rob. Because of Rob. I just know because Rob is.
One for you, one for me. But I was like, I saw them, and I'm like, oh, 2 Youngblood sketch covers. That's cool. All the Youngblood and all the original, all those guys are going to be at the con.
What does that have to do with me?
Hold on. I had a relapse. Okay, so I get in the car, and me and Jessica my wife and me started driving off, and I go, fuck. She's like, what? I'm like, Rob told me not even to mention the word sketch cover for a while. I was like,
you can't even do it. You couldn't go 30 fucking days, bro.
And she's like, are you going to tell him? And I'm like,
you went 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tell him. And she goes, well, didn't you buy one of them for him? I'm like, yeah, but he won't care.
No, I don't give a flying fuck.
No.
I can draw Youngblood wherever the fuck I want to draw Youngblood, dude. I don't need a sketch cover to do it.
Youngblood sketch covers.
Doesn't make it any more real to me because it's on a sketch cover.
It will be good when I bring all these sketch covers to the show and people want sketch cover drawings. Which
no, it won't. It's just more work I gotta do, Brandon. Like
it's the same. It's the same if you do it on regular paper.
Thank you for telling me that. Like, thank you for letting me know that it's the same as if I just did it on regular paper.
In
Thank you
case
for
you didn't
that.
know. In case you didn't know. You're welcome, Garland.
You working on any of that shit I have you working on? Or you fucking around with sketch covers, staring at them, dreaming about the day they'll
No,
be filled up with
I'm.
drawings?
Listen, you hear this? You hear that? That's me with my cup to ready to
This
start.
is where you were all night buying sketch covers?
No, I just came from the gym because I'm fat and I needed to work out a little. I worked all day and then I took my mom, wife, and brother out to dinner and then came home and Jessica wasn't feeling great because she had a very large margarita. We went to me patio and her and my mom were drinking.
Oh, you're on the
And
diet, and then you ingested a bunch of sugar. Got
so
sick, right?
she, I didn't. I feel fine. I
She
didn't
did.
drink. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she felt like, oh man, she's all fucked up. So, and I told her, I was like, well, you know, I had I had a soda, but I didn't drink it all. I had water with lemon, and I was just basically I would take a little sip of the sugar, the soda, and drink the water. So I feel fine. And then came home, and I was like, well, as soon as I took care of her, and she wasn't doing so good, and the dog, then I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the gym for a little bit and do some cardio and a little bit of weights, and I feel fine. And now I'm home, and I got my plastic cup. Gonna bring up some imagery and work on that stuff.
Like you buy sketch covers. I knew you couldn't go a month.
It's just
I
two of
just
them,
knew
and I get a
you couldn't go a
discount.
month
I
without
have a
even saying the
discount at the
fucking word.
store.
You know?
I did it, and I did it out of spite. Just kidding.
Just
No,
fucking wasting your time, dude. You know?
it's just to have them for when you need it. It's a
You know,
good
I feel the
idea.
same way about talent. Why don't you just focus on that? It's good to have talent when you need it, right?
So, anybody in the chat room wants to ask questions or anything, I can help answer those.
It's not like I just have this fucking opinion. You know, like, Brandon? It's a little proven.
Share this thing.
I like to think it's a little proven. You know? I have a lot of credibility in my name, but 6 million served motherfucker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. 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 How many people you think won't talk to me that we know of now, huh?
Right.
Eerily silent. That's what
Mm-hmm.
happens, folks. You end up getting a win, and then some of your art friends just disappear for about a year. They can't handle it. It happens. Happened to you, right, Brandon? You start working with me, and friends don't talk to you anymore. See, he's afraid to answer because he's afraid they're
Oh
watching
no,
this. Yeah,
no, I accidentally hit the mute button.
yeah.
No, I've lost a good amount of friends, and or at least I thought they were, obviously, but it's and then a lot of people turn into haters, like, oh, why are you working with Rob? Why are you working with Brandon? Why do you have him working with you? Why do you have him doing all your thumbnails for your videos? Why I could do that, or why do you have? It's whatever. No, I don't mind answering it. It's true.
Hey, there's one in there that's the gaming cast that needs to go up. I forgot to label it.
Oh, okay. From the other night.
Yeah, that needs to go up immediately. I want that. I want those podcasts up immediately. I don't. We make a podcast that needs to go up. Should have gone up Friday night. Recorded it Thursday.
All right. Let's see. Let's go to. If I go to the channel to edit the video, it won't the old videos. It won't mess with anything live recording, right?
No, Brandon.
Okay, I'm just double checking. Hey man, I just double check.
No, Brandon. It's not gonna mess with the stream.
All right, let's see. From 2 days ago, correct? Hour and 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's when you load up and it's a gaming podcast. You can pretty much tell because I'm just sitting there talking. It's all green.
That's not it. There we go. Let's try that. We got Wesley and Ashley.
There you go.
All right. I shall make the thumbnail. One second, let me get some water real quick. How many copies of the Game Informer did they give you?
I just asked for 3. Not a big. They would have sent me as many as I wanted. But
Can I
better.
have one?
You can go down to the fucking GameStop right now and buy one.
I don't want one with the sticker or anything on it.
What's Just go buy one at the store. How many times are you gonna get a chance to go to the store and buy something I did?
Why can't you just give me
Not,
one?
huh? Because I'm not giving you one of my 3 fucking copies, Brandon. That's why.
What are you gonna do with all 3?
One for records, one for the wall, one to show off when I go places.
Well, I want one for the wall.
Then you need to go to the fucking store and
They
buy
have a
one.
sticker on it.
Too bad.
Fine, I'll order it online.
Walk into the store and get one.
I don't want one of those ugly stickers on it. They got these stickers on it from the store. It looks like shit. I want mint condition, have you sign it, and I want to keep it because it's fucking cool.
I'll go to the
It's
store and buy one, and you can pay me back. And you can have one of the ones without a sticker on it, 'cause I don't give a shit.
okay. Sounds good to me.
Fair enough?
Sounds good.
I'll put the one with the sticker on the wall, 'cause I don't care.
It bugs me. Stickers on this shit bugs me.
Yeah, I was checking that video I made, and I don't know, dude. Right at the last hour, it just froze and didn't render a whole section, so I had to re-render it. Good times, huh?
That sucks.
Yeah, well, that's why I check them, Brandon. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I checked my recording videos and they're fine, but I don't know, man. It's like anytime I got a major project, that's why I prefer to stream, not just record, because it gives me two redundancies. But when they don't want me showing nothing, it's like, well, fudge. It's rolling the dice at that point.
Okay, SketchCraft. I don't think I've ever done a gaming cast. I gotta look this up.
I had you on once. Talked about Pokemon.
No. I meant like I don't think I've done a thumbnail yet for a gaming cast. So I gotta look and see how you word it, all that, and just check the numbers because the gaming cast is a different number. All right, let's see here. Number there. This will be
You've
31.
tagged them though.
Um,
Yes. Yes. Many
yeah,
times.
I may have done tagging, but I've never done like the names and stuff like that. So I was just looking it up. Um, I'm gonna have to listen to. Let's see. Let me just. Do you want me to listen to it, or do you want to just tell me what you want the name of it to be?
You can go look at the Brandon. I want you to listen to it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm focusing right
Okay,
now on drawing a million plushies.
that's fine.
I don't
That's
want to do
fine.
your job for you, Brandon. You know?
I'm not. I'm not asking you to, but if I have to listen to it, I just gotta hang up on Skype for a little bit. So I
Great.
could listen. Okay, I will call you
Great.
back when I'm done
Wonderful.
listening.
Wonderful.
When I'm done listening to it,
Okay.
I'll call you back.
Wonderful. You
Bye.
do that.
Bye.
Thank you. He kills me, guys. It's like it's his job to get that stuff up. How you want me to do it? Just wants to think out loud. That's what it is. He just wants to think out loud. Dum 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 dum. Hey, what's up, Quinn? The rectangle that I have, whatever. Huh? It's just for design. Later, Darth. Yep.
Hello.
Hey, you figured it out.
I listened to most of it and wrote down the timestamps. So I still gotta make the thumbnail, do all the timestamping, all that shit. But
Well, there you go.
and my main takeaway for the thumbnail is either going to be your Game Informer cover or
No,
the Sega Saturn.
no, we talked about
You talked
Sega
about the Sega.
Saturn.
You talked about it a
All
lot.
right, Sega Saturn turns 22. Yeah, Sega
Yeah.
Saturn. There you go.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Like a lot. How about that Shadowhawk game? I never knew that.
No, look, you learned some shit.
All right. And I'm pretty sure there was a Wildcats game.
There was. I covered it.
Yeah.
I brought it up. If you'd gotten just a little bit
I
further into the cast.
No, I heard it. I heard you tell Wesley you were pretty sure that you had it, and then he said,
Yeah, but I brought it up. I actually brought up the screen.
"Right." I s Once you said you knew, I was like, "He knows. I can skip this part." I was like, "Rob will find it." Okay. Now let's see. Sega Saturn turns 22.
Do, do, do. Hmm.
Did you ever play Overwatch, or you never got to?
Overwatch?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't really. It's a first-person shooter, man. They give me headaches.
Right.
You know? Hey, Kyle's up. Kyle. Yes, Brandon's up late.
Oh. Not too. I mean, it's almost 1, so I guess it is kind of late. But I think I was up till like 12:30 last night with you, give or take, something like that.
Yeah, just long enough for you to get real stupid.
It was a long day. It's one of those days where I was out just doing nonstop delivering all day. So just wears me down, and I don't really need to think when I'm late night
Yes,
jabbing
you
with the
do.
gals.
Yes, you do. You really do need to think.
Nah. Kyle says I get stupid right around the time I wake up. Is today and tomorrow commissions, or are you gonna switch to something else tomorrow?
I'm working on freelance here in another hour or so. I'm supposed to be doing it. I'm off schedule. There's just
Mm-hmm.
house stuff that there's just things around the house that got put off to get Game Informer done,
Right.
and I'm not exactly warmed up. So if I start IDW work now, I'm just gonna have to redo the work a day
Right.
from now anyway when I'm unhappy with it. So I figured I'd start with this and get some of this construction laid out.
How many chibis did you end up putting in this one, or how many characters?
I got at least the initial characters plus a couple of the newer ones, but that's enough. I'll never update it. I'm like, long as the main characters are in at the very least, no one
Right.
can
I don't
fucking
even. I don't think I've seen the new ones, the new characters. I know there was.
Sombra and someone else they hate. So like,
Let's see. Let me.
no, don't. I don't want to get into it.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna look
I don't want to talk
myself.
about it.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
I have enough work ahead of
I'm.
me. I don't want to think about all the fucking characters, dude.
I'm just gonna look because I haven't. All right. Hmm. Man, Sega Saturn video games were expensive for when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $40 and $50
That
back
ain't
then.
shit. You know what some of the Nintendo 64 games were when they came out?
$60.
Oh no, Brandon. Shadows of the Empire was $99.
Jeez.
Base game, dog. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, November 1996, $120. Boom.
Sega Saturn had Ultimate Mortal Kombat. I don't remember.
Walmart was
Number
the only place
3.
I could go and get a Nintendo 64 game for a guaranteed like 59 or 69.99 price because they were subsidizing the off cost. I mean, I hated to be a part of it, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
it was like I couldn't have $100 a game. You know.
WWF in your house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to look up which picture to use.
I use Dragon Force.
On Sega Saturn.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Dragon Force, Sega Saturn.
The guy who commissioned this follows the streams and everything. He's like, man, I just feel bad. I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, he's like, oh, I would have been happy with the initial. I'm like, you would have been happy, and I'd have been at a con explaining where the fucking 11 other characters aren't, you know? You
Yeah.
know? I only worked in a couple of the newer ones, especially Sombra, because everyone loves her so much, you know? So it was like, but, you know,
Yeah.
so it's not his fault. It's just the way it is. Like, I should have said no. But, whatever. I'm done with multi-character commissions. Unless it's published art, I'm not doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
16 characters. So this time this guy he tried to commission me. He wanted every Green Lantern Corps member.
Every.
Yeah. And Saucy.
So would it just look like green?
No, he wanted
Every.
them individually, you know, and I was just like, I got through like 3 of them for he's like, I don't know if I can afford this. I'm like, you could have done the math.
Yeah.
Yeah. One at a time, dog. I gotta go and open that April up and do thick and thin lines. And then look at your flats and fix them. Because if I try to
Okay.
use your flats, it's gonna fucking... I'll be there for 10 years trying to be like, oh shit, every little fucking...
Thanks.
Hey, you try it sometime. You could say I'm talking shit, but go try to fucking color with it and get back to me.
Yeah.
What?
I'm looking through your thumbnails of the you with your faces on it, the ones you made, and it's like if I click one on and off, it looks like you go from smiling to sad face to smiling to sad face.
Mm-hmm. I
Like
animate.
it's so funny. Yeah, yeah,
I animate.
yeah, it's funny. Good times. Okay. Out of all these ones you had to draw for this game, is there anyone that you really like their character design up a lot, or were they
No, I
just
don't
kind of
care.
blah?
I don't. I don't. I don't have any preference, man. It's a cool universe. I don't have time to care. I think you need to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to imagine now what I get a kick out of. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
this is all just for Khan and Prince. I'm just like, I just need to get this fucking thing looking cool and move on with life. You know?
Right.
When you got 22 something things to draw, Brandon, you don't got a whole lot of time to be like, I like the way this one looks. You know, then you know those artists that do that. They get too into it and they go
Mm-hmm.
online and they go, I'm just having a great time drawing this. You know, and they get too excited. You just like to shut up. Like, just don't. I don't want to give him the big timeout, you know?
All right. Okay.
I need to check something. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. How did I go about? I don't remember how I did some shit. No, it needs. Alright. Okay, I see. Damn it. Now I'm gonna ignore that and just roll with it and let's see what it turns out like. Part of the experiment.
Just do it, man. Just
Shut up, Brandon. I don't need your help. Tell me, just do it.
I was referring to a past thing.
Yeah. You got enough stuff.
Sorry. What would you like to talk about, Rob?
Mm-hmm. I think if I spend an hour on this every day, I can have it done by the end of the month. Like an hour during the week, and then like maybe on the weekends I can spend an extra 3 or 4 hours.
Nice.
It's not nice. I gotta get it done with plenty of time for con. But I think it's possible.
If anyone can do it, you can. It's gonna look good though when it's all done.
Well, I
It's
don't
gonna
think
look
it needs an extra cleanup pass. I think most people won't be able to tell once it's colored,
right.
you know? So I'm like, I'll just go straight to thicken outline, and I'm pretty certain with the coloring, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it'll weigh itself out. And if it doesn't, then I'll know, you know?
Right.
If it looks a little scratchy, you know, I'll know. So it's best you can do. Let's figure out if I make that mistake twice. Who are you typing to?
I'm doing your the description on your gaming cast.
Okay.
You know, on this episode
Okay. I was
of
gonna say it's a lot of typing.
yeah, I gotta type the information. Sorry.
How large is
Shadow.
the Photoshop canvas? It's not that big. It's about 3,000 by 4,000 pixels. It's comic book size at 400 dpi. It'll scale up to 11 by 17 pretty easy. It's the same resolution I work on all my covers.
Do you have a tutorial on setting up your things like
Somewhere in
that,
there,
files?
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think at the time I was drawing at 600 dpi, but I've just gotten so comfortable since then. It's irrelevant. Like I train myself to work a little lower. I think that just ended up being more like 4,000 by 6,000 pixels, so slightly bigger. So I've shrunk it down since then. Yeah. Brandon's handled the State Farm. 2 tots to handle. Too many tots.
Tater's too hot to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was it that I said last night. Tater's too hot to hold. Sega Saturn. Jeez. All right. All right. SketchCraft gaming episode is up for those who would like to watch it after watching Rob live.
Better not do that.
Arlen says, thanks. I've set Photoshop to 72 DPI so I don't keep saving big files. I'll up res to 400 DPI for final lines.
Here's the thing. No, 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 no. All right, Arian. Here's the thing. Let me give you all a quick lesson, really quick, right? Make certain that whatever you're doing, your pixels, this resolution, 72, 300, 400 DPI. What that means is when a printer prints something, that's how many dots of ink per inch get laid down, right? Now, right now, this is really pixels per inch, so it's really how many pixels per inch on your screen. So it's a little difficult to talk about. And then you got this right here, 500 by 700 pixels. So if you're at 11 by 17 by 72 resolution, it's not. You need to make sure whatever you're doing, you have a minimum of 3,000 by 4,000 pixels. Watch what happens when I do this, right? I go 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now at 72 DPI, that's 41 inches by 63 inches. Right? And you're like, geez, Rob, that's fucking super huge. But I'm pretty certain I made an artist video on this brand. You should look this up. But if I resample and just type in 11, see how it's pulling from the resolution?
Mm-hmm.
It goes from 72 to whatever. So when you have this many pixels, you have room to pull resolution from. I'm not particularly in the mood to get in the conversation too heavily right now. But if you can't up-res line art, so what happens is I work at 400 DPI because the color can up-res, and then when you throw crispy lines on top, it looks just fine. But you can't up-res line art very well. You can if you're pulling from the resolution. So let's say I want to make this a banner, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I cover this in oversized printing, the art tips playlist, oversized printing. Maybe I want to look at that to kind of understand how this works a little better. Let me make sure I got the right thing. So if I go over here, so I have native 400 DPI, and I have 3,000, roughly 3,000, 4,000 pixels. If I wanted to make this 100 inches tall, I need to resample. I need to pull from my resolution. And when I do that, right now it's nothing changed. Do you understand that? Because I'm pulling from the resolution. Now, you're like, 100 inches tall, what does that mean? Well, most things are like, most banners print at 150 DPI. I don't want to get it. I'm getting into oversized printing now. It's going to confuse everybody. Here's my thing, man. Whether it says 300 down here, 600, 800, have roughly 3,000 by 4,000 pixels, roughly. I'm just working at this comic book size because this is what I work at when I'm working on stuff for publishers. And since I have a big publisher project to do here in a little bit, I'm trying to keep at that size, so I'm looking at the same sizing. Yeah, but I wouldn't want this to be 72 DPI unless it resample, because so make sure you have 3,000 or 4,000 pixels. Just trust me on this one. I went over this with Ashley once, and she was just so confused. I'm like, I can't do it again. I got to do it on a night when I'm ready to have the conversation. You got at least that, you'll be good to go. Now you'll be like, but yours is a little under 3,000. It's close enough. I can up-res any comic book panel I want. Unsharp mask a little bit when I up-res it, and it's good to go. Because there's this thing called dot gain, and the colors will bleed a little bit, and you'll be like, oh, that's amazing. Looks fine. Can't tell the difference. But if it were at 11 by 17, 400 DPI, I'm not gaining anything from that. It's just 5,000 by 7,000 pixels, not gaining anything.
That's that.
Yeah. Just don't want you to shoot yourself in the foot and be like, it's all pixels. Like, yeah, I know, it looks like Fruity Pebbles. And they'll be like, SketchCraft told me to do this. I'm like, ah, shit. You know?
Right. Wait, how am I supposed to... Oh, wait, that's not right.
This is why, like, if you have low memory, you can color your pages at 150 dpi and then up-res that to 400 and drop your high-res lines over it, and no one's going to be able to tell the difference. So that's actually how they used to color comics back in the 90s when you had very little RAM. They would just drop the lines in like Quark or something. But then every now and then you meet someone who thinks more resolution means better images. Like, no, not really. It just means more pixels. Like, because printers only have a capability. You can't send a printer a fucking 1000 DPI image and expect them to print it. They're not going to do that because there's ink densities. Which is a whole nother conversation. I watched a guy once in our art department do that. He's building oversized banners and made everything 7,000 fucking. It was crazy. It was like literally like 5,000 DPI or something. He's like, it's so smooth. I'm like, no, it's just there's more pixels right there, and it just looks. Zoom in, it's the same. It's fucking. The printers only print out of. Oversized printers print between 100 and 150 dots per inch, give or take. Now, 11 by 17 is an oversized print, so you're looking at you want usually 300 is their max limit. You know, if you're gonna go to like a Heidelberg, you can go up to 400. You know, it just means more resolution. But digital offset printing, you're good at 300 usually, because there's only so much ink they can lay down before those papers can warp in the feed and then jam the machine up. So what happens when you add more image? You just get more docking. And so more ink means the chance for jams. Sucks cleaning out a jam, dude. I've had to do it many times. Jams can break the machine too. So then you gotta call the fucking tech out. And all those fucking copy jockey techs, they all look like that dude from Office Space. You know what I mean? That guy with the stapler. Yeah. And they all got a little briefcase with the tie they put over their shoulder. I watched a guy have a heart attack once. Literally, he had to sit down. He had a heart attack. We had to call the EMT. Have a stressful job. So that's one motherfucker done.
You said it only took you 2 hours to get good with this app. You know the app that we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
2 hours. That's it.
Yeah.
I
If
hate you
that.
sometimes.
Might
I
have been
hate
more
you.
like 40 minutes. Like, just
Fuck you.
took me
I
a little bit
hate
to
you.
adjust my eyes, and then that's about it.
uh,
Well, you're
I'm
gonna
not.
just have to because
I'm
you don't
not.
have a fucking choice, Doug. You know.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that it's a game changer. I'm just saying it's a.
You have no choice.
It's just so weird. You know, I got it on the cup and it's hanging over and oops.
Doesn't sound good. Whatever you're describing to people right now, Brandon.
No,
So you know.
that's fine. Nothing I ever say really. Okay. Now I figured out what you meant about just being able to zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah. Once it's locked in, then zoom in.
Right.
It's not so fucking hard, bro. See, if you just listen to me.
I listen to you. I'm just
Uh-huh.
learning on my own.
But what happens is I know you kind of get in one thing and then it's kind of working and then you go, I'll just deal with this. And I'm like, don't just do that because if you do that, you're going to be stressing. No, make it work. And then you're like, it's painful. And you forget the thing I told you. Because I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to be sitting there straining to draw that little fucking thing from zoom way the fuck out.
You will still, even when zoomed in, it's hard. It's strain on your. It's a little bit of a strain on your eyes.
No, it isn't. Just relax. Don't strain so hard. Like when you fucking draw. You know what I mean, Brandon? You know about straining?
Nope, nope, nope. I plan to have an aneurysm off this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
You know how
Ugh.
Elvis died?
Yes. Bananas.
From straining. It wasn't the bananas. It was the strain.
That's fine. I'll get the hang of it.
You have no choice.
Excuse me. Sorry.
That'll have to do.
Good, not perfect. Whatever it
Finish
is.
not perfect. Good job,
There you
man.
go. You knew what I meant. um, when you're done with this stream, let me know if you're cool with the gaming thumbnail I put up. I think you'll be fine with it, but I know you'll let me know if you don't like it. She looks cool. What's her name? Evie? No, DV8. I
Diva.
think that's Diva. Yeah, I like how you guys are looking like
Yeah,
She's
like in
got
a
the big mech
fishbowl.
suit.
She's like in a
Yeah,
little fishbowl. Mm.
that one's cool. I like that one.
What time is it? It's 2:30, but how long have I been streaming? 2.5 hours. All right, folks, this is a good place to leave it. Yeah, so I can just do a Ruffy pass and then see, like, these are going to need a secondary pass. No way around that. That's not going to be enough. So, but that's what I did. I did a secondary pass on Junkrat. Right? No, then I drew over. Shit. Yeah, I drew over that. So this is V3. I have to fucking. I'm trying. Here's the thing, folks. I'm trying to turn everything I do into replicatable processes, even if the end result is going to be slightly different. You know, like, so I don't overdo it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I have right in front of me 10 steps to coloring with my cuts and grabs style, you know, my lasso tool style. And, like, this is over the last three pieces of literally one, select flats, two, coloring flats, three, stroke, four, background coloring with basic light based on my Ruffy, and then tint the stroke to the background. Five, soft shade. Copy the background color, tint the coloring flats, and then add overlay and multiply to create a soft shade. Five, do atmospheric and glows and lighting sources effects. Then six, go and do my hard fill shading. Seven, do my balanced lights, primary light source, secondary light source. This is all for cover work, you know. 8. Effects. Additional atmospheric glows, rim lights, whatever. 9. Any pen over and specularity. And then 10. Go and then add background details based on what needs to be there. So I'm not overpainting backgrounds that you're not going to look at once I render everything up.
Right. So you're not doing
So,
work you don't.
right. And sometimes the backgrounds don't need a lot of detail once the characters are all filled in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if I go and render the background all at once, then, you know, you just create more trouble for yourself. So same here with the inking. Like I'm trying to go, you know, like, so this was V2, V1, that's V2, that's V3. And then this would be V4, so I mislabeled that. Final lines. I'll just put V4 so I know. And then, wait, maybe I got that wrong. Motherfucker! Okay, so that's 1, that's V2, and that's V3. And I just kept the V3. See what I did on the game cover, what I normally do when I do digital inks, is I do a V4. You know, but there are, I think for bigger characters it's absolutely necessary, but for smaller things you only need a V3. So like these Ruffies only need V3 because they're fucking tiny. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to see, you know, they're going to look good enough once they're colored. But something that has a lot more circumference, like Mercy, which if I turn her on, like these controllers will need a V4. Mercy will need a V4, at least like on her face and stuff. But I probably already did a V. Yeah, it's a V2. So just trying to work out this process. That's what I use all this stuff for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use it to like. Here's how I do my stuff. I don't know how I don't really know what my process is. You know, like I'm developing it still. I spent so many years just learning how to do a little bit of everything. Now it's like I have to be able to repeat it. And the only part that should be giving me a headache is the development phase, like figuring out what it is I'm doing, you know, like layout, composition, gathering up
Right.
my reference. That should be the real headache. This stuff, rendering it out once I know what I'm doing, shouldn't be any big a deal. But when I was working on Game Informer to keep the file tiny, I just kept throwing away my old lines as I worked. So I'm like, how many V's did I? I did 4. I remember counting. So here I only need 3. But on the plushies, I only did 3. So, because they're tiny. So it's good to know. So I need to put this stuff Ruffy V2. Right, V2? No, V3. I could just take that shit and put that right down here. So I'll have to really develop this file format, so I'm not fucking going crazy here. So this blotch would be V1. And these sort of thing would be a V2, like that. So V1, I'll just label that. This is what happens when you don't touch your file for like a month. You're like, I don't know what I was doing. And I'm adjusting their scaling and rotation and position based on, once I draw these things, how they're turning out, you know? Because space changes as I draw things. And sometimes you have more space, sometimes you have less space. Like, I think rotating her more at an angle would be better to get the little booty shot. Boosh! I'll push that out just a little bit. Alright. Save. So that means I can come in there and I'll get him drawn. I should be able to get these two inked tomorrow pretty easy, maybe her complete. I'm just going to complete each one individually, you know what I mean? And kind of like adjust them a little bit as I go along, because if I do like a V3 line on each end and then go and do all the inks, it's going to be ridiculous. So like I don't have enough to do. Do you still have your first sketchbook or first drawings? I have some stuff from high school and a couple things from elementary. I did a podcast.
Play it. Oh.
It's in the podcast, right? Rob's
Right.
old stuff.
Yeah, Rob's old stuff, part 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah.
And he goes through all the old drawings from years and years ago.
And we did this last September because I moved from San Diego to Idaho.
Uh-huh.
So while I was packing, I decided to bring out all my old art. So in the podcast playlist, there's Rob's old stuff. Part 1 and 2. It's 2 parts because there's a lot of shit. So if you'd like to see what I was doing throughout the years, that's a damn good place to go and watch that. All right, everybody, I got to go work on some freelance. I can't stream that. I will be recording on my own, and that will go up. I'll be back on tomorrow to knock out the next 2 characters at least, and we'll try to get Tracer done. See how that goes. Should go quicker than this. It was a little... I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? But, you know, I'll try to knock out at least 1 character a day. And then towards the end of the month, finish everything up. Coloring, it's not going to be a big deal, but drawing all this shit is going to be fucking tedious. So that'll be that. All right, everybody. I'll be back on tomorrow. Peace. Say goodbye, Brandon.
Later, everyone.
Dum, 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 dum. Old stuff. Show's over, taters. See you later, tater.